Hello everyone and welcome to another Q&A. It's October, even though we're several days into November. This is the October Q&A because we do them at the end of the month. We have only 10 questions this time because we are still trying to get caught up on stuff and we're shortening it. Normally we do 15 or so, today we're doing 10. And you will deal with it. Or you'll ask better questions and maybe we'll want to do more. See what I did there? Start off, Adam Wang, are you left or right-handed?
Right. Case camera.
They'll figure it out. Zinger T11 says, what was your normal afternoon as a teen after school? You start.
Depends what day it is.
Oh, wow.
I had dance class on Monday, and it started at 4 o'clock because I taught the little kids, and it went till 11 o'clock because I was in the upper level dances. And otherwise, I worked at Culver's. I'd say most days. And then Wednesdays after working at Culver's, I would go back to the dance studio and have solo practice for my solo.
I should have went first.
And then I went online for a couple more hours and went to bed about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I should have went first because now mine's going to seem kind of lame. When I came home from school, by the way, I attended a school that was like 35-40 minute drive, so I always got home at like 4 o'clock. I didn't get home any earlier than that. Although I think a lot of people actually get home about 4 o'clock, so that's not... No, you got home earlier?
I had to be to work at 4.
Okay, so a lot of people get home earlier. Okay, well I usually got home around 4 o'clock, and I never did any kind of extracurricular activities. I was asked all the time to do basketball, and I was like, nah dog, I'm busy. I was busy, I was playing video games. I played video games a lot. I was on the computer a lot. I had a huge interest in web design and things like that.
You were doing your own projects.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I played video games and stuff, but I had an interest in my own projects, web design. I did a lot of stuff with RPG Maker, actually. Got some rockin' RPG Maker games that are probably really terrible. But that's pretty much all I did. Never any kind of like after school activities. And you know what? I turned out just fine. Although doing extracurricular activities is not a bad thing. Puma Star over 9,000 says, did you ever ditch school as a kid or yell at a teacher?
Never.
I mean...
I was the very shy, quiet kid.
I never ditched school, but I didn't yell at a teacher, but I put teachers in their place. Sorry, but when you're wrong, you need to know you're wrong. I always did my best to be respectful, and I always was. But there were just times in my high school career where someone was wrong, and I needed to let them know that they were wrong. And there was a lot of times I got in crazy trouble for it, and I was sent to the principal's office quite a bit in high school. And it was never my fault. I would straight up tell them, I'd be like, you know, this is stupid. You know? And then they would call my parents. My mom would be like, this is stupid. But I mean, it's just... and I don't want to give like people a bad impression, like, you know, you can backtalk your teachers, because I didn't do that. But there was just times where I was I respectfully told them that they were wrong because they needed to know. Just saying. Mario X Love 21 says, hey Steven, I'm 15 and a sophomore, and I thought maybe it's time I started thinking about colleges. I love art, and I was thinking about going to SCAD. Would you recommend it? Are the classes good? What was your favorite part about it? I loved SCAD. But I put this question in here to let you know that it is really hard for me to make a SCAD recommendation because as great as the school is, it is really, really expensive. Really, really, really expensive. And I'm in debt for a really long time because of it. I paid for college completely on loans.
Besides your scholarship?
Besides the scholarship. I had a near as a hair $50,000 scholarship, and I'm still going to be in debt for like 25 years. So make sure you do your research. And I know that in high school, looking at the 6-figure debt, I was like, well, you know, that doesn't seem so bad. I don't think I had a very good concept of money in high school. I have a much better concept now. And I think if I could go back and do it again, I probably still would, but only if I knew that I would still meet the people I met. Because it would be worth that price to meet Alex and Dan and Taylor and Nick and Ian. I mean, they were fantastic people. So I just put a price on friendship. And that price is high. You're welcome, doggone it, all you people, Dan,
Are you gonna answer
Alex.
his other questions?
Yeah. But I would recommend it. I would recommend SCAD. It's a wonderful school. They have good classes. And like I said, my favorite part was actually meeting my friends, which you can do at any college. But I learned a lot. And there's a lot of stuff I got to take out of that school, which was useful. Just remember, it's expensive, so you need to figure out if it's going to be something that's worthwhile for you to do. Beautifully Chaos asks, for both of you, how is the college debt coming along? Have you paid it off yet? Do you see how I put this question after the last question?
I see.
Yeah. Well, as I just said...
You want me to go first?
Sure.
I have 3 different things, because it's been combined based on where the loans came from, like private or state or whatever. And one's almost done because it was some weird grant thing I got that didn't have any interest or something. That one's almost done because it was only $2,000. The other 2, one's doing a lot better because it was a smaller amount, but my schooling was a lot less than Steven's, like a third of what his was.
Yeah.
And even though I went longer, it's still that much.
And I mean, we pretty much just said it in the last question, but it will take me like 25 years to pay it off. And I will tell you this: our monthly payments combined for our loans are 4 digits, which that's probably gonna blow some of you away. Some of you who are older, on your own, doing your own thing, you're like, oh my god, yeah, monthly payment combined of 4 digits. It's pretty scary because you have to pay that. You can't default on loans. So every month we're paying that 4-digit number before we pay the electric and the rent
and the internet
and buy food and do all this stuff. So it's an insane amount of money, which is why I really stress before you jump into a college like SCAD that you know that that's going to be something you can do. I mean, honestly, in retrospect, I would only advise going to SCAD if you are rich. If you have a very wealthy family,
or you're very talented and apply early enough to get a crazy scholarship.
Yeah, I mean, certainly apply and see if you can get a scholarship because, I mean, I got a scholarship and I'm still in this madness. But, you know, my roommate first year, Ian, he had a full ride. So if you have the skill, especially if you have the skill, apply for a scholarship because you have no idea what could happen. Although that's not this question. So have you paid it off yet? Not quite. I asked you a few questions regarding college a few months ago, and this year I've taken out my first loan, and I'll probably need another next year. Steven, will you ever go back to editing music videos? I would freaking love to edit music videos.
Can I go back to something?
Yes, you can.
I took out loans all 5 years. It's not that bad as long as they're not scary amounts like Steven's.
Also, private loans are scary.
Yeah, they are.
The interest rate on one of my loans is 10%, and it's not cool. It's not cool to see every month you're paying off this thing and then it grows and then you're like, but I paid this, and then you pay it off and it grows and you're like, I'll never pay this off. It's not a good thing.
Anyway, music videos.
But I would love to edit music videos again. I think they are super, super fun because they are. Editing music videos to me feels a lot easier than editing a narrative because you're given so much creative control. You don't have to worry about audio for one, which is really awesome, and you can put things in whatever order and it's always fun. It's easy to do. I would love to do them again, and I hope to get the chance to do it again because I would like to create music, and in the process of doing that I'd like to make some music videos for myself. So I think it'll happen, and you will help. You be my cinematographer.
Okay.
Mal, was it ever odd that you pursued fine arts, although you're proficient in the sciences, and your sister pursued graduate studies in physics? Or does it all boil down to interest?
Well, Carly is pursuing grad school, but she's not there yet. She's still in her undergrad. In fact, this spring she graduates, and then she starts her grad school next year.
But so, she is pursuing it.
Yeah, she's pursuing it. But I never did art in high school, ever. I did photography, but that was technology education. That was like tech ed. So it was sort of weird for me to get into it because I had no drawing ability, I had no painting ability, ceramics ability. I couldn't do a thing except take photos and work Photoshop. So it was really weird for me to get into it, and I don't know. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely proficient now. And I did enjoy science.
You've come a long way.
Yeah, I have. And I did enjoy science a lot. Astronomy, physics, bio to an extent, chemistry not at all, but I don't know, it would have been fun to do, but the math really got me when I took physics and I just couldn't really comprehend it. And as for Carly, with her physics, I don't remember really where it came from, but I remember being in college and Carly calling me up and be like, I'm gonna go to school for physics and astrophysics. And I was like, you are? And, I don't know.
I mean, for myself, I never did any kind of art stuff in high school. We never had it. We never had any kind of electives for art in high school. I did yearbook, and I was like the Photoshop guy for yearbook, but I pretty much self-taught myself everything in middle and high school for that kind of thing. And I just gained an interest on my own and through the internet, and that's how I went off to college to do art. I mean, if you would have asked me in like middle school, or even up till the right at the end of high school, if I was interested in art, or if I would go to school for art, I would have been like, no, that seems weird. I didn't even want to go to college. I didn't start wanting to go to college until like junior year. And when I was real young, I said I was going to make video games, but we see how that turned out.
So yes, it does boil down to interest. And if you were to ask my high school friends back in high school if I would ever do anything related to art, they'd laugh.
You ain't no artist.
They wouldn't sound like that, though.
So, Bears951 says, Mal. Question for Mal. Steven. It says question for Mal, but then it immediately addresses me. Steven, your parents responded to how they felt about their son dating someone from the internet. But Mal, how did your parents feel about you dating Steven?
Well, when I first told them, they were both sort of like, huh. And I'm pretty sure they think it wouldn't have worked out, or that like it was just sort of this thing that was going to be like a week long or whatever. I didn't think they really believed it until I was like, yeah, he's going to come visit and stay with us. Once they met Steven and they saw how respectable he was and how nice he was and how he treated me and how kind he was and not scary at all, then things were better.
Scary. All right. The next question is from Zelda Princess 867530. It's from Jenny. Question for Steven and Mal individually: Have either of you loved someone else before you met each other? And we've answered derivatives of this question before, but yeah.
I thought so at the time, but it pales in comparison to how I feel now.
Yeah.
And even when we first started dating, like everything before that was just like, I was such a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I don't think I've ever actually been in love before Mal. I mean, I was certainly in, I guess, what they call puppy love or something.
Infatuation.
Infatuation is the best word, yeah. So it didn't really work out, and there's actually a lot of people that had asked questions for this month about talking about that story. And the quick version is that I liked a girl in high school. She did not like me. And I just kind of only had eyes for her for several years, and it just ended up not working out. And then whenever I went to Mal and I looked kind of back in retrospect, it was like, oh my god, wow, I wasted a lot of time. Although I guess it's kind of a good thing, because I didn't get involved with anyone else and I was able to meet you.
Yeah.
Because maybe if I would have been involved with someone else, then I wouldn't have been looking, because I would have been in college and dating someone else. So it actually kind of worked out.
It did.
Hooray for being rejected for 5 straight years. Ruka Sweetness says, what Disney character would you describe yourself as? Yeah, you definitely added this question. I don't even know Disney characters. You start.
I think Alice.
Okay.
From Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I knew who that was.
Just because she's curious and she's just like, let's go on an adventure.
Reminds me of the song White Rabbit from, oh god, is it Jefferson Airplane? I don't know.
Do you have an answer? No?
Sorry, at the end, whenever she's saying "feed your head," like me and Alex used to play it in the car, and we'd go "feed your head," and we would do this. It was fun. Disney character? I don't freaking know. What's a Disney character?
What is?
Well, like Aladdin.
Name one? Yeah, that exists.
Wall-E. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen enough Disney movies to like draw a comparison to myself. Can you do one for me? Come on. Who am I like?
One of the first things that came to mind was Flynn from Tangled.
Why? I saw that movie.
You did see that movie.
I don't remember it very well, but I saw it. Is there what is it about Flynn?
I don't know. Maybe just because you sometimes look like him when your hair's long.
Oh.
Sort of. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of hard for me, but I don't watch Disney movies. And the last question, which is kind of a throw out to you guys. Classical Weeps Gently says, Steven, are you planning anything special for the 3-year anniversary of the vlog? It's coming up very, 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 very soon. And I wanted to ask you guys what you thought we should do. Let us know in the comments below. We should do something special for 3 years to help us decide.
Also put new questions below. Yes,
new questions. Creative stuff. Come up with really cool creative stuff. Asking me what my favorite Pokemon is has been done to death. And it's also not very good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to be on the lookout in probably not too long for another Q&A. And if you want to ask questions, go down below and ask them. And we will see you guys at the end of November when we're celebrating 3 years of vlog. That's a long freaking time.